The presumption from the Clinton campaign is this isn't just about likability. This isn't just about familiarity. This is about what has been done. And while Bernie Sanders says the right things, he's had a lot of years in the Senate. He has not done things for the African community the way Hillary Clinton has. Fair criticism.
No, not at all. I mean, Bernie Sanders was one of the two white public officials who supported Jesse Jackson in the 80s. That took tremendous courage. Why did Brother Jesse win the primary in Vermont? Bernie Sanders. My dear brother Chris, Sister Hillary Clinton is the Milli Vanilli of American politics. She lip sings, she gives lip service, but when it comes to policy, who supported crime bill? Who supported not just deregulating of market of banks, but also pulled the rug from under welfare? She talks about her work with the Children's Defense Fund way back in the 70s. Doesn't say a word about being a Goldwater girl. Doesn't say a word about supporting a candidate who Martin Luther King called there's no moral case for Goldwater. He's the most dangerous politician. She's vigorously campaigning. She shows up and gives these wonderful speeches sounding like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders on the ground getting arrested, marching with Martin. The problem is black voters don't know his history in the way in which they know the symbolic language of Hillary Clinton. But on the ground, she's calling black youth super predators in the 1990s. That is the most demeaning, degrading language to our precious young folk. Sometimes do the wrong thing, yes. Acting gangsters, yes. We know they got gangsters on Wall Street. How many Wall Street executives go to jail? Zero. She's too tied to Wall Street with all that big Wall Street money flowing her way, my brother.
She says on the other side, I voted for the Brady bill. Bernie Sanders voted against it many times. He wanted to protect gun manufacturers. He hasn't done what I've done to address the actual problems.
Then why does he have a D- when it comes to the NRA? She uses that one little element to take the subject matter somewhere else and not focus on her record.
Is a little element to the African-American community?
One element in terms of jobs with a living wage, when it comes to education, when it comes to decent housing, and when it comes to Wall Street. You know, and I know she and Bill received $151 million.
You're saying the money's a problem?
Unless she thinks we were born at night but not last night. Good God Almighty. We know the Wall Street influence on her has been intense. That's precisely why she and Bill repealed Glass-Steagall. These has direct connection with black folk. We got a neoliberal black political class who's on the Clinton bandwagon and the gravy train. And they are trying to convince large numbers of black folk we won't do it. Now, part of the problem is, my brother, corporate media hasn't been as fair to Bernie as he should. You all did encourage him, and I appreciate that. But when it comes to
nobody's had him on more than New Day has.
No, this particular program has been. I'm talking about corporate media as a whole, because I mean we know Donald Trump himself is the Frankenstein of corporate media. They cover every Twitter, they cover every speech, every word. If Bernie had that kind of coverage, people wouldn't know who he is.
He's got his own hashtag.
But look how much money he's saved because the corporate media follows him every second, every minute. But when it comes to Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, Bernie, thank God to this show, but now your show is not typical. He hasn't got the exposure to see one fundamental thing: profound integrity, genuine conviction, and on the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. What other higher standard do we have in American politics? How many politicians do we know have genuine integrity? You can count them on your hand. And Hillary Clinton's not one of them. She's not one of them.